Going to use peer checklists. So we've started with the I noticed a strength and I wondered if a suggestion. And now we're going to move from that. So you'll be able to give more specific feedback because you will have unpacked the peer's work more effectively. Friday, you looked at the Julius Caesar checklist, and I just noticed a few of us are giving ticks when really have they achieved that goal. So if we have a look now at a paragraph, this is where we're looking at the social structures, and we've looked at Japan and we've looked at the Vikings, and we're starting to move into compare and contrast, and you know that by the use of that key term there. So when we have a look at this paragraph, it is the low position and then obviously the high position at the start, and we're comparing those two different means. What we're going to move to is you're going to write one. So you'll be looking at Shogun vs. Vikings and the peer checklist, and this is what you'll be looking for in it. This part comes directly from Write That Essay. It has outlined the key structure that's there. So it's following the structure, you compare, contrast, you have that key idea. What is the point of this paragraph? What are you doing? Then you're looking for your similarities or the one element that is different, and then you'll say in contrast, by comparison, and then this. So you're putting the two things together. That's how in my paragraph, I wasn't saying similarities, I was simply saying merchants had a low social position, whereas the daimyo had a high position. So it's not always going to be similarities versus differences. It depends on what you're comparing and contrasting. So let's go back to the peer feedback checklist. This is essentially the ingredients. This is what you and your peer need to do to create an effective paragraph. So you will go through, have they done this job? Do they have the 2 to 3 sentences? Have they used the term? Have they looked at differences? And have they got that explanation of why differences are important? If they do, they get a tick. If they have one sentence, they don't get a tick here because they've not achieved that goal. We move down to evidence. If they don't have quotation marks or page numbers to show that it's evidence, they don't get a tick. If their evidence is not relevant to the point, they don't get a tick. If they haven't got evidence, no tick. And then isn't it effective? This last one is your judgment. Looking at this, have they actually explained? One sentence up here does not equal an explanation, so they don't get a tick. What you'll do then is you'll look at what they have here. I noticed you have followed structure clearly or effectively. That's a great strength that they have there. I wondered if you could explain in more depth, or you could use more relevant evidence. This is what you need to do. So you need to think when you're doing this, am I making it useful? Am I making it helpful? Is this feedback that I would want? Because if we simply say it's great and you tick everything and they don't have it, it's a defeated process. So really make sure you're being critical. Have they done it? And then if they haven't, this is where you help them down there. So I hope this helps a little bit more. It's a process we need to work through, but I'm sure we're going to get there.